Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn few more interesting features of LibreOffice Writer. These features are in your course curriculum and helps you to increase your knowledge as well as capability in using LibreOffice Writer. Students, in the previous given classes, we have already seen many important features of LibreOffice Writer, and today we start with yet another important feature of LibreOffice Writer. Student, this feature is known as page formatting. Now, what is page formatting? Now, students, page formatting means how our page would look when it is taken as a printout. Suppose I write something in the screen. Maybe I write, this class is to understand new features of LibreOffice Writer. Suppose I wrote this. Now when I take the printout of this given page, this line would come in the printout. But how this line would look when it is taken out as a printout? How much margin would be left from the start of the page as well as at the end of the right side of the page? Similarly, what should be the distance of the start of the text from the top of the page, that is the top margin, as well as the bottom margin? They should be set. So we say them to setting the margins for the document. We also need to tell the printer what actually would be the page size that would be used for printing. So that is also a part of page formatting. So students, let us go and see how we format the page with these respects. So students, we'll start formatting the page. Two ways are there. I can go to format options here. Format option is there, and with that format option also we can go, and what we can do, we can go to an option called page. So when I go to the option page, what happens is this given screen, that is this given dialog box comes out, pops up. Now this dialog box has a tab called page. Now when I move to this tab page, we can format our page from here. Now what are the different options? As I said, see, format of the page, the first option is which type of page we are going to use. Students, different types of pages are there, papers are there, and they are of different sizes. A paper can be of a size say A3, a paper can be of the size say letter, a paper can be of the size say B5, a paper can be of the size A4. They have their own important usage. Now by default, A4 is the size that is taken by LibreOffice Writer, but when we click, we will see these many different types of pages that can be used for printing. See, these are the different types of pages, but by default what we have, A4. You can change the type of the page if you want to take the printout in a different size or different type of page. Then this is the width. Now what is the use of width? Students, see, this LibreOffice Writer here is starting from this given part, say where it is written this class, and would end at the right here where it is an angle sort of thing written. Let us go and see where it starts and where it ends. This is starting here and it is ending here only, but I could have extended it further if I would have written this topic is to be read very clearly to see. Now 2 went down, so this is the width through which the printer would also print the document, and it will leave the spaces at the left also and at the right of the text which we are seeing here. So this is known as width. Similarly, vertically there is a size, there is a length which can be used for taking the printout. It is from the start of the page to the end of the page, leaving the margins. So this can be used for taking the printout. But if we go to the page given option as I went, and if I come back and if I increase the size, I am making it 22, I am increasing the size, what will happen? What will happen to the width? Let us see. We'll go for apply. See, the width increased of the page. So you can set the width also for the page. You can even set the height for the page. And there is something called orientation. Now what is orientation? Orientation means when you take the printout, do you want to take the printout lengthwise or breadthwise? That is more through the length and less towards the breadth if it is portrait. And if it is landscape, that means more towards the breadth and less towards the length. So you can do this. You can see it here even. When I change to landscape, what happens? See, the page becomes more towards the breadth and less towards the length. But when I go for portrait, what happens? It becomes more towards the length and less towards the breadth. Now you can even increase the size of the left margin and right margin. Now what is increasing the size? Here when I said width and height, it actually increased the size of the page. But if I want to keep the size of the page same, but I want to change the margins of the page, that is, I want to make the text start from a distant place at the right side where actually it has started, or towards the left. So we can go here. If I click this, it goes towards the right because I am increasing the number here. I am making it 3.40 centimeter from the start of the page. The start of the text should be 3.4 centimeter away from the start of the page. So if I apply, what happens? See, this comes further down, further to the right. Now if I want to make it towards the page, that is, I want to decrease the size, we'll use this given button, the down arrow button, and I'm decreasing the size C. Now if I go and say okay, page distance from the distance of the text is less, so this is setting the margin. You can set the margin towards the left even, towards the right even, towards the top as well as towards the bottom. So these things can be done. Now students, they are there. Moreover, see, you can give different types of page numbers. You can give 1, 2, 3 ABC, ABC small, 1, 2, 3 Roman, 1, 2, 3 small Roman, AA, B, C, D, then AA in this way. So different sorts of ways are there to give the numbering of the pages. You can choose any of the ways here. By default, it is 1, 2, 3. So students, you have understood how we actually go for formatting the page. We see which given paper we are using. See, as I change the size of the pages, the computer said that now A4 cannot be used. But I will put here A4 again to say no, print it in A4. Now if it is printed in A4, maybe some of the part of the text would not come on the page. So you have to decide how formatting should be done and how it comes on the page. So this is what is very important for us students. So you understood how we can select the printer's page, how we can select the width of the document, the height of the document, the orientation, that is portrait or landscape, the margins, even how the page numbers would come. All these things are known as page formatting. Now students, we'll go to the next topic. And now what we'll do is we will learn a new topic which is known as inserting page break. Now student, what is inserting page break? So for that, at least we should write 2 lines. Now what we have written here, this topic is to be read very clearly. To use it practically, in our project works. Anything I am writing here only for understanding the features. Now I have 2 lines here. Now students, suppose I want that that the first line should be printed in one page and the second line should be printed in another page. How can it be done? That means I want to put the second line in the next page, so I will have to press enter, 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 so that it goes to the next line. Isn't it very tedious to press so many enters? There is a shortcut also. What is the shortcut? I'll come here and I'll go to insert, and there is an option called page break. If I click page break, what would happen is, at once these lines which were after the cursor, why I said after the cursor, see students, where is the cursor? The cursor is here. I actually did undo and then I am showing it to you. So the cursor is here. So if I click it, if I put the cursor here and then click insert page break, what happens? Whatever was written after the cursor comes to the next page and the first line remains in the first page. Now if you take the printout, 2 pages would be printed. The first page would contain only till use it and the second page would contain from practically in our project work. So you can insert page breaks also, students. We did it using the menu. How we did it? We went into insert and then we pressed page break. Now students, this again I will undo and I will show you that this can also be done using keyboard. The shortcut is, you can see the shortcut here for keyboard, Control plus Enter. So if I go for Control plus Enter, I am doing it, Control and I am pressing Enter. What will happen? Now cursor has to be put here before practically, because I want from practically to be in the next page. Now I am pressing Control and Enter. See, it works. It is shortcut key for it. Again we did Control Z. To undo it, I will show it again, Control Enter. Now it comes to the next page, see, and you see the first page contains only till clearly to use it and the second page is starting from practically in our project work. So you can insert page breaks in this way. So students who learned how to insert page break, let us undo it and proceed further. We also have options to even put line breaks. Now how we put line breaks, students? We'll go to insert, there is an option called manual break. Now see where my cursor is, before practically. Now what I am doing is, I am coming to insert, I am going to manual break and I am, instead of using page break, I am going to line break. Now when I go to line break, we say OK here. See, practically comes one line below. That means one line has been broken, that is one line has been left. In page break, a page is left and a new page comes. In line break, a line is left and a new line is used. So this is known as line break. Student, there is one more option I will show you. The option is, we have an option, the option is columns. Now I can, what you see when you see a newspaper or a book has columns while it writes things. How it writes? It writes using different number of columns. We can also make a document having different number of columns. If you go to newspapers also and see newspapers, you would see a news with different columns. Now what is columns? You will understand it if I show it. Now I will show it here. See, I have this given document which I have written. Now I want to put it in 2 columns, this document. So if I want to put this document in 2 columns, what we will do is, we will go to insert, we will go to manual break and there we will go to column break. Now if you go to column break and say OK, what happens? You couldn't see because there is one column. But the same thing would show you something if I first make the columns. How I will make the column? Again we'll go to format and page. Or we can also use this given default given style. Let us use format and then go to page. In page you see there is something called columns. How many columns are allowed in my page? Now 1. If I make it 2 and say the distance between these 2 columns would be say 1 centimeter. So if I write it 1 centimeter, so how I will do it 1 centimeter? Let us write directly 1 and put it 0 0 here. So it becomes 1 centimeter and say apply. Now what happens? See, there are 2 columns. This is the first column and this is the second column. I want to write half of the things in the first column. I will go and write half of the things in the first column. I will write Control X and I will come here and write Control V. See, half of the things are in the first column and half of them are in the second column. Now if you see and type this further, and you are here putting the cursor here, and if you type something here, it comes in the first column, but when you go in the second column and type something there, it comes in the second column. So the news of the newspaper also comes in column in this way. You see the news in this way, you read the news in this way. So you can make 2 columns, 3 columns, 4 columns in a given page. And if you don't want to use the second given column, you want to use the third column, what you will do? You will insert a column break. So come to the second column here, before this here, and to insert a column break. What do you mean by column break? I want to leave the second column and go to the third column in the next page. So I'll go and write here insert, we'll go to manual break and column break and press OK. See, now what happens? The first column has text. I used column break for the second column, so second column has nothing within it, and third column again has, in the next page, has something. You can go to fourth column and use it again. So in this way you can use things. I think students, you understood how columns are broken and how a page can be converted into different columns. Now let us undo it so that we can go for further studies. So I undo these column breaks and all, and now I am back. So I undo the column break and I am back to where I were. Now students, we have understood this. Now what we understood today, we understood page formatting, we understood how to put break of page, that is insert page break, then how to put line break, then how to make columns and put column break. One very important thing students will learn now, and that is known as putting headers and footer. Now what is headers and footer? Every document has a heading. Even if your book, you see, if there is a chapter, there is a chapter name above it. So even when we type something on our LibreOffice writer, we should have a heading which shows what actually we are typing for, what is actually the topic we are writing here. So how to put the heading? We'll go to insert. There is an option called header and footer. See here students, there is an option called header and footer, and here we'll go to header. So if I go to header and I click default style, what happens is we get a place, see student, where I can write the header. So I'm writing the header here. See, this is the place, header default style, it is written. So I'll write Libre, because I'm writing for LibreOffice Writer, I'll write LibreOffice Writer. The document is for LibreOffice Writer, and even I can put it at the center. How? Here I'll go and click, this is center horizontally. I'll go here and it comes in the center. I can make it underline. If I make it underline, what will happen? If I make it underline, it would look good. I can make it bold even. Many things can be done. We all know. This is known as formatting. Now what happens is, if I am writing this given LibreOffice Writer, the heading LibreOffice Writer would not be only on the first page. It would be in all the subsequent pages. Means it would be in all the pages. This heading would be shown in all the pages. So suppose I make a page break from here. I go to insert and see where my cursor is before this topic here. My cursor is here. So from here things would be broken and sent to the next page. We all know that. So I go to insert and go to page break. Now in next page also, you see the heading is there. This is known as header. So we can give headers to all the documents we have. This is known as giving headings. And how did we give the heading? We gave the heading by using the option insert, then header and footer. Where we went, let us see, insert, header and footer, and within header and footer we went to header and then default style. Students, there are something called footers also. Now what is footers? Footers come at the end of each and every page. So for example, you want to put the page numbers on your document. So you can go to footers. Now you are in footer, see, you are in footer. This is the header and this is the footer of the page. And here you can again go and say insert page number. Now see, insert page number. So page number, if you click, page number would come. See here 1, page number 1 is being shown, see. Now this LibreOffice Writer has a header also, and at the foot there is a page number 1 shown. If we go down, we will see there is a page number 2 being shown. So now you can show page numbers also. When you take the printout would show the page numbers also. So students, you can put the page numbers also in this way. Headers can have the chapter name or the topic name you are typing for. It can have the logo of a given organization. These things can be on the header, and footer can have, say, the page numbers and name of the person who is typing it. All these things can be there in the footer. So students, you have learned how to put headers and footers and how to put page numbers in the footer. You have to first insert footer and then go within footer and insert page number there. Students, these are few things which we now have understood. But now we'll understand few more things. Can we give shapes to our Word document, or can we insert shapes on the Word document? Now let us see whether we can insert shapes on the Word document or not. So we'll go to insert and we'll go to shape. See, different shapes are there. So you can insert any shape. You take one square here, you come and draw it using the mouse. Now it is coming here. You can put it down even, see, by arrows. You can move it through arrows. Now you can see the color is blue. You can change even the colors. So anything you want you can do with this shape now. You can insert a caption, that means write something in between the given rectangle. Okay, in between the given box. Now you can work with it. See, area. What area does? You can change the color. See, if I come here and say OK, what happens? The color changes. So you can work with these shapes. Different types of shapes are there, as I said, and these shapes can be used very easily. How did we go? We went to insert, we went to shapes. Now in shapes you have symbols, you have arrows, different types of, you have stars, anything you can use. Bring it here, drag it using a mouse, and it is there. You can use it for your work. So these are the usage of shapes. So students, you can put shapes on your given document. Similarly students, you can even give images. Now what are images? Suppose I want to insert image. So I come to insert, I go to image. See, image is here. Now it is asking which image. So I can go for the image wherever my image is kept. Suppose I have kept some image in my computer. So what we'll do? We'll go to that part of the computer and try to bring that image. So let us try to bring one image here. So what we'll do is, we'll go to the folder which contains the image. We went to desktop, we went to this PC, and I know that there is an image in my given computer. And where it is? It is in C drive's images file. Suppose I want to bring the image of Taj Mahal. I will double click it. And what will happen? See, Taj Mahal is being shown inside this star. You can well see now we have brought a Taj Mahal inside the star. You can increase it. So within this star also I can bring the Taj Mahal. It can be shown like this. See, it has gone down. It has gone down. It is here. We can bring it above by using the arrow keys and all. So this is how we can use the images also. Now see, it is here. Now I can put image even within this star or outside directly on the page even. Images can be put directly outside in the page. Now how can we put the image directly outside in the page? I'll go to images again. I'll put something, say pyramid. Now pyramid is here. So you can put images also. So students, you saw how we can put images. Now you have brought the image. You can change the appearance by changing the borders and all. Everything can be done from here. You can crop a part of the image and keep that part only. You can rotate or flip the image. Many things are there students, you'll have to see. So if I go to properties, what you will see? We'll see borders. Now in the borders, if you want to really use a border, now you can use a border for the image. Now increase the width. See, I'm increasing the width. So I used a style here. I increased the width and I said OK. Now this image, you see here what we did. You can well understand. I chose now how the border should look. Like this it should look, and I went into this given part. I chose a border. I increased the size of the given border. So I said 10. Now if I go and say OK, see a border comes. You can well see the border. So these things can be done with the images. So you can insert image and then format that image according to your choice. Students, so we saw that we can insert images, we saw that we can insert shapes, we can also insert special symbols. Suppose I want to insert some special symbols like @. Although @ is on the keyboard, some symbols are not there in the keyboard. Let us see how to insert special symbols. So we will go to insert and there is a option. This is the option, special characters. Now if I go to special character, you can see all these characters here, different characters. You can use any of the characters you want. For example, I want to insert say 5. Now this is 5. You would have heard about it, or say you would have heard about alpha. So this is alpha. Let us double click alpha. Alpha is here for our use. See, you can use alpha, you can say alpha plus, say you have alpha here, and then with alpha you can say plus. Now what happens? It becomes a Control Z. Now again go to insert, then go to special characters, and with alpha you can write beta even if you want. So this is beta. So alpha plus beta, mathematical symbols, special characters. They are not on the keyboard, but you can insert them in the Word document. So many symbols are there, students. You will have to search those symbols and use it. So you can even, as I said, put special characters. Now students, we have done a lot using special characters. We understood about shapes, we understood about images, how to bring images, we understood how page numbers are given, how headers are given, how footers are given, we understood how page breaks are done, we understood how we can even change the alignment, we understood how we can go and change the margin, change the type of paper we use for formatting pages. So these things are known to us. Now we'll go forward and we will understand how to actually insert tables. So let us come down. I have come down. Let us come down and try to insert a table. Now how should tables be inserted? See students, what is table? Table is a combination of rows and columns. You would have seen them. So I go to insert and let us see whether there is something called table or not with us. So within insert we have to insert what? We have to insert tables. Now tables of contents and indexes. So this is table of content and indexes. Now what is this table of content and indexes? We will understand. We go to index entry. Now we have alphabetical index. Now what is alphabetical index? If I put an entry here, what entry will go for? We'll go for, see, we have alphabetical index, we have table of contents, we put entry here, I say insert. Now what happens? Is the table there? Did you see it? Table of contents. Now if you see it, you will understand it if borders are given. Let us first give the borders. So let us again go and make the table and try to give the border. So now what we will do to understand how to make tables, we can go from here also, you saw, and there is one more way. I'll go to the next way to help you out. See, this is also table. Now when you go to this table, these are the rows and columns which are directly shown to you through the standard toolbar. Let us choose 3 given columns and 3 given rows and double click it. See, table comes. Now when table comes, what we'll do to this table? We'll go and write something on the table. So we'll write something on the table here. So let us write here. See, at the end also a lot of things are there to show the formattings of the table. If I choose the formatting, different formattings, see, different work would be done. So let us now go. Let us write some details in the table. Let us say name. Let us say age. Let us say salary. So name. So name is, say, Joe. Now age. Now what is the age? What age we will put for Joe? Let us put the age to be 45. It is not being shown. Why it is not being shown? Because this given rectangle is there and that rectangle is not allowing us to show. We could have deleted this rectangle. We would delete this rectangle. But we can also even put this given table down if we want that rectangle. and here we are putting say salary. Now there is one more, say Scott, his age is 50 and this is the salary. So what you are doing, you are using with tables. So now tables are there, you can create tables even in our LibreOffice document, and these tables can be formatted. You can change the color of the table even. Whatever you want to do, you can do from here. You can change color of the table. How you can go for color of the table? See, background is there, you can change the color of the table. Okay, you say, now see this cells color changes. If you would have selected everything, say the whole given thing here, and then went to table properties, and if you would have changed using this, so what happened? Everything would have been changed. The color of the whole table would have been changed. So these things can be done, students. You can use tables. Now if you want to insert one more row at the end, you click here, see arrow comes. As you move the mouse pointer near to the last given row, arrow comes. You can right click here and there is an option called insert. So you can insert a row above that given row or below. If I say above, so a row was inserted above. If I had gone there and I had said insert a row below, so I went there now and I am saying insert a row but below, so a row would be inserted below. Now you can even add few more records. Mike 30 and 20,000. Now Douglas, he has age of 29 and 5,000. Now you can add in this way rows. You can even add columns. Suppose you come here. What we did, we went near age, put the mouse pointer above this age given column, and what we did, we clicked it to select the given column, and then I am using right click. Now as I am using right click after selecting it, what would happen? So I select it, see a black arrow would come nearer. As it comes, I click it, it gets selected. Now right click. So what will happen if I go for it? See, I am doing it. See, this is here. What I want to do, I want to select it and I want to insert what? I want to insert a given column. So column. Now to the left or to the right? If I say to the left, so a column would be inserted to the left. If you would have said right, column would have been inserted at the right. You can write date of joining, anything you want to give. And now you can give some dates. So these are the different dates you can give. So students, you saw how we work with tables. Now you can use tab to move from one cell to another cell. Now I am using tab. See, I am moving from one cell to another. You can even use the mouse pointer to move to a given part directly. So in this way we use the table. You can even delete records from the table. How to delete? Suppose Mike, I don't want to keep his records. I'll come here, select it, right click, and there is an option called delete. So it asks, do you want to delete the whole table or a row of the table or a column of the table? I say I want to delete the row. So when I say row, see Mike's data went away. Now if I wanted to delete a column, I would have selected this column, and then what we would have done after selecting the column, we would have said delete. And what? Rows or column? I said only column. So the column of age goes off. So you can delete even. You can even select the whole given table and copy it from here. And how did I copy? I went for right click and there is an option called copy. Now you come down and say paste. How to paste? Right click again and say paste. So it again gets pasted. So you can copy and paste. You can even cut and paste. All these options are there. So you can work with these given tables. There are many more options, students. You can use these options and understand how the work is done using tables. So students, you have learned tables also. You learned how to make a table, how to delete a table, how to copy a table, how to move a table. You have learned all these things. Now, you can even take the printout of whatever we have done How to take printout? Let us see. To take printout, we'll go to File and we'll go to Print. See, now when we went to print, now this is how it looks. The first page. If I use this arrow, we go to the second page, how it looks. So every page we'll see. Now this is page layout. Pages per sheet. How many pages do you want per sheet? We'll say 1 page per sheet. You can even increase. So 2 pages would come in the same sheet. You can also go for how it should print from left to right and then down or not. So these orders can be used. What should be the style? Are you printing it for a brochure or not? Okay. So which side of the paper to be used? If I say both sides, then if a printer supports both the sides to be printed, both the sides would be used for printing. Okay, so this is how we work for it. Print text in which color? Black or not? This is written. If we say black, then black and white printing would be taken. See, within color. If we don't say, color printing would be taken if the printer allows it. So these are the things which we actually use for printing a document. Now here, as I said, which printer to use for making printing. So you can use a printer from here. Then you can also use how many pages to print. All pages means every page. If I click here and say only one, the first page, page number 1. So if I write page number 1, so only first page would be printed. So many things are there. How many copies to be printed, it asks. See, how many copies to be printed. So the same page, there would be many copies of the same page. If I say 5, then 5 given pages would be having the same given printout. So these are the options we use for printing, and when I say OK, it starts printing. So students, you understood how we work with printers. So you can print all the pages or one page or multiple pages. So we can give these in the pages option and we can print it. So students, we have understood a lot of things today. We have understood how page breaks can be inserted. We understood how page formatting can be done. How columns can be created in the same page, how column break can be given, how line breaks can be given, how headers and footers are put, how page numbers are actually put in the footers. We also understood how we can insert images, shapes, special characters. We have understood how to actually create a table, work with the table, move through the table, insert a row within the created table, insert a column within the created table, delete columns, delete rows. All these things we have learned, student, and at last we have learned how actually we can take the printout. So this is all for today, students. In the next class we'll deal with yet another important topic. The topic is mail merge. We'll see what mail merge means and how it works. So students, thank you very much and have a very nice day ahead.